Jim Miller made history on February 19th, 2022, when he entered the Octagon for the 39th time, the most in UFC history. He also tied Donald Cerrone for the most wins in UFC history, with 23 in total. His record-setting win had many huge stars of the UFC singing his praises. In this video, we are going to cover Miller's MMA history, talk about UFC Vegas 48, and cover some other UFC news. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy. First, let's talk about Jim Miller's illustrious MMA career. Jim A-10 Miller was born on August 30th, 1983 in Sparta Township, New Jersey. He started wrestling very early in life at age 4 and would continue wrestling through high school and college. He attended Virginia Tech, where he spent 1 year as a collegiate wrestler. Miller began training mixed martial arts in 2005 with his brother Dan Miller at Planet Jiu-Jitsu in Sparta, New Jersey, where he earned a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His first professional fight was on November 19th, 2005 against Eddie Fivey at a promotion called Reality Fighting. Miller would win his next 4 fights in that promotion, eventually becoming the lightweight champion. He would lose the belt to the future UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar. After Planet Jiu-Jitsu closed down, Miller would switch to AMA Fight Club in Whippany, New Jersey in January 2007. Miller then began fighting for the promotion Cage Fury Fighting Championships in April 2007. Miller would become the lightweight champion of this promotion as well and defend his belt 1 time. Jim would sign to the UFC in 2008 along with his brother Dan. He debuted at UFC 89 where he fought David Barron. He received the submission of the night bonus from this fight. Miller has had ups and downs in the 13 years he has been at the UFC, eventually ending up with a record of 34 wins and 16 losses. He now has the most fights in the UFC and is tied with Cowboy Cerrone for the most wins. Throughout his record-breaking UFC career, he has remained an extremely entertaining and bonus-earning fighter. Up next, we're going to talk a bit about UFC Vegas 48. UFC Fight Night, Walker vs. Hill, also known as UFC Vegas 48, was a wonderful night of mixed martial arts action featuring a decent card and a great main event. The planned main event was supposed to be between Rafael dos Anjos and Rafael Fiziev. However, due to visa issues with the latter Rafael, the fight was scrapped and replaced with a light heavyweight bout between Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill. The fight ended with a spectacular knockout, Hill landing a beautiful overhand on the temple of Walker. This puts Walker at 1-4 in his last 5, a rough position to be in. Hill, on the other hand, is 3-1 in his last 4, and with this knockout, he's on his way up the light heavyweight rankings. A middleweight fight between Julian Marquez and Kyle Daukaus was also originally scheduled for the event, but it would be scrapped after Marquez was pulled from the fight for undisclosed reasons. Jamie Pickett was Marquez's replacement, and due to him not being able to make middleweight, the fight took place at a catchweight of 195. Daukaus would score his signature Darce choke at the very last second of this first round. In a heavyweight bout, Parker Porter would defeat Alan Badeau in a unanimous decision. The fight was back and forth with all 3 judges scoring the fight 29-28. At lightweight, Jim Miller defeated Nicholas Mata with a stoppage coming at 158 of the second round. His TKO victory puts him at a draw with Donald Cowboy Cerrone for the most wins in UFC history. The fighter already has the most fights in the organization with 39, and this fight would earn him huge honors from the likes of Dustin Poirier, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Aljamain Sterling. The last fight scheduled on the main card was between Hakeem Buckley and Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Buckley would walk away victorious via split decision, with the judges scoring the match 28-29, 29-28, and 29-28. The night featured many great fights, as is to be expected in the UFC, and will go down in history thanks to Jim Miller and his record-tying number of wins. Now for some other UFC news. UFC Fight Night Makhachev vs. Green is scheduled for Saturday, February 26, 2022. Makhachev was originally planned to take on Beneil Dariush, however Dariush was forced to drop out of the fight due to an injury. Makhachev is ranked number 6 in the lightweight division, and with a record of 21-1, many feel that he should be getting a title shot now. He will be facing off against Bobby Green, who is an unorthodox striker and may pose some threat to Makhachev. The fight will be a great test for Makhachev. In the build-up for the fight, he has complained to his coach Khabib Nurmagomedov that he does not like the marathon media coverage and is growing tired of the constant harassment by the media. Khabib, who is considered one of, if not the greatest of all time, has expressed how little sympathy he has for Islam. He told Islam to just lose if he's too tired of all the media coverage. In a video posted online, Khabib tells the viewers, "I think Makhachev is complaining a little bit too much about the media. Like Coach Javier said, if you don't want this attention, just lose. Nobody gonna come. Very simple." Khabib has always been a very no-nonsense type of guy, and this video just goes to affirm his usual perspective. The match with Green will be an entertaining one to say the least, and should Islam win, he will undoubtedly be getting a title shot in the very near future. fighter. Up next in UFC news, Brian Kelleher announced that during his walkout at UFC 272, he will be sporting the Ukrainian flag in support of the country during the Russian invasion. He is set to fight Russian fighter Umar Nurmagomedov. Kelleher is an American fighter, and whether he is doing this as a kind of slap in the face to his Russian opponent, or if he actually wants to show support for Ukraine, is yet to be known. Umar is the cousin of the legend Khabib Nurmagomedov. However, Brian "Boom" Kelleher says that Umar is just another Russian fighter and that he is not worried. In a recent interview, he said, "For me, without the name, I don't really see the same thing from these other Russian fighters that I do with him. Yes, Umar does seem to like to grapple and shoot takedowns, time those shots and stay tight with his grappling, but to me, he seems to be primarily a kickboxer. With that karate stance, kind of throw that checkmark kick a lot, switch stances and stuff. But he's sharp. He's not the most aggressive guy on the feet, but he knows what he likes to do." So it seems he does have some respect for the name behind the fighter, but he is more than confident in his abilities to win. Also in UFC news, Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington will be facing off as the main event for UFC 272, and the hype train is gathering some serious steam. Masvidal released a promo video for the event in which he says, "What did you sell on your last pay-per-view? Answer the question, blank. What did you sell on your last pay-per-view? Answer the question. What were your numbers? You are talking about money. What were your numbers, you effing B? Take the glasses off and look me in the effing face like a man." He obviously has some ill feelings towards Covington, which is to be expected as the two were once training partners and friends. They both trained at American Top Team in Florida. However, Covington had a falling out with the gym and moved to MMA Masters Gym. The move upset Masvidal as he felt it showed Colby's disloyalty in real life. Most people know that Covington has a persona when doing press conferences and building up fights. However, he has a much more reasonable attitude when the cameras aren't rolling. The switching of gyms spoke to Colby's true nature and wasn't some sort of gimmick he was employing to build a fight. It's unfortunate that the two friends became sworn enemies, but it should make for one incredible fight. As the premier MMA organization, the UFC has led the way in getting fighting to be socially acceptable to the masses. Now that it is as big, if not bigger than boxing, we really have the UFC to thank for that. There are many great fights that are in the process of becoming a reality, from the Makhachev-Green fight to the 40th for Jim Miller. Each and every card is entertaining and full of surprises. Hopefully you're as excited as we are to see all the big names return to the Octagon to put their belts, egos, and lives on the line. Make sure to keep an eye out for any and all upcoming UFC news, as you know we'll be doing the same. We hope you enjoyed our video. Thanks again for tuning in, and we hope you have a wonderful day.